What's going on, everyone? I'm super behind, man, when it comes to showing the games that I played. I was pretty consistent month to month, but I just got super busy. Went vacation quite recently and a couple other things, as life is. So, but I did play a couple, so I got let's see here, about 5 games total, and let's talk about it. So, first game I played. So this is in the span of about 3 months. So yeah, it wasn't 1 month worth of games, but still played what I could. So first game I was able to play Fire Emblem Engage. So I didn't really enjoy this game as much. It's not a bad game. Don't get me wrong, but I really did enjoy Three Houses a lot, and though it has the same sort of Fire Emblem elements, I felt like the story was incredibly weak, like incredibly weak. Like it was, no spoilers, no spoilers on anything I talk about, but it's literally as generic as the big bad. Not really much of a backstory, just a big bad showed up, and we got to defeat the big bad, and yeah, that was kind of it. So in between that, the characters is kind of what made it special for me in Three Houses, which was the Fire Emblem game before this one. I really loved the characters in that game, and I loved the music. I can't really think of any, like, not a single soundtrack like has stuck with me from this game as it did with the other one. Like I would actually listen to some of the other the music from that game, and the characters I barely even remember the characters. Like I think there was 2 characters I kind of liked. One was that archer. I can't remember the names, and one was Ivy, was the dragon lady. That's about it though. There was a couple of cool moments where, because what they do is they introduce old Fire Emblem characters in the from, like, essentially they're like rings, and they engage those rings and they bring back old Fire Emblem characters. So I didn't play a ton of different Fire Emblems. The only ones I really played was the one with Chrom, and he wasn't in there. He's a DLC. So I the other ones, I mean, it was okay. There was one moment where they put Byleth, which was from Fire Emblem Three Houses, and they remixed one of the soundtracks from that. I thought that was kind of cool, but that's kind of it, you know. But it did kept me, no pun intended, engaged. And I played through it, and I thought it was just fine. It's just not. It didn't really stick with me the way Three Houses did. But it was okay. Hopefully they don't continue this way. It feels more classical Fire Emblem, which is fine, but it's just the story was so incredibly weak. For me at least. I don't know how everyone else felt, but it's okay. If you get it for a good price, I think it's fine. But I wouldn't pay full price for this. It is a Fire Emblem game, so eventually it's gonna go up in price. So maybe you should pick them up. But it was okay. I like it. So next game I played, and funny thing about this, Odin Sphere. So this would be now my 3rd Norse mythology game that I beat this year. I don't know why that happened. It just happened. First was Valkyrie Elysium, then it was God of War. Now it's Odin Sphere. So Norse mythology is good, man. It's fun. You just start seeing some of the same things with Odin and the Valkyries and stuff. But this is my very first Vanillaware game. I haven't played any of the other games, so I kind of went in here knowing that it's going to be a good game. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is a PlayStation 2 port, and they just sort of enhanced it. They didn't like remake anything, and even still, it is visually stunning for being such an old game, and just essentially being ported from the PlayStation 2 era to the PS4. And we're in the PS5 era now, actually. So it's been so across so many generations. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. So that part I kind of knew going in. The gameplay was great. The combo system in it, very fun, but it can be overwhelming if you really dig into the deep of it, but it was fun. It was definitely fun. What caught me off guard, honestly, what I didn't know I was going to be like really into was the story. Actually, these developers know how to put a great story together, and I didn't think I was going to be so like into it and so like attached to the characters. And I was like rooting for certain characters and I was rooting against certain characters. It was actually quite great. So yeah, definitely this is a must play in my opinion, dude. Odin Sphere is a great game. So now I know I definitely have to try their other games. I know they're coming out. I think they just came out. They ported out another one of their games called I'm probably gonna butcher it, but Grim Royer, I think it's called something like that. And I know they have other older games like Muramasa, I think it's called. I need to get that game. And then I know they have a visual novel that's well received, which is 13 Sentinels. I do have that game, so I'll probably end up trying one of those. But big fan of these developers now. Big fan. This is my very first time playing through this game, and I mean, I might actually play this twice, dude. Maybe in a year or something. I really enjoy it. This is a really great game and has a lot of replayability, so great game. Next game, I didn't quite finish this game, but I got really, really far, and that is A Hat in Time. Is this considered an indie game? I'm not sure. It feels indie-ish, but also it feels like, because Humble Games, I know they developed quite a few games, but, you know, it's great to go back to like an old school platformer from time to time, and I really, really enjoyed this game. It feels like a crossover of Spyro and Mario 64, Super Mario 64. More on the Super Mario 64 and some of the talking mechanics and how you traverse. I thought was very Spyro-ish, at least to me, but more on the Mario 64 end, where, you know, it's kind of like literally an inspiration of Mario 64. You collect, you know, as you will collect in the Mario games, you collect stars. Here you'll collect little time capsule things, which, you know, I thought was great. I thought the humor reminded me of Spyro. That's why I was saying it kind of has a crossover of that. The humor is great. I really did enjoy a lot of the humor. So I played this co-op, and it has a co-op option, but it's definitely not intended to play co-op. It feels almost like an afterthought. The single player, I think it's just fine, but the minute you put in co-op, it is so janky. You have one character, because it's not split screen, it's all in one screen. So you have one character who's on the same screen will end up going somewhere, right? So if I'm playing and I'm going one side, the other character goes somewhere, the camera would just flip out. So there's a lot, and the problem is there's a lot of jumping, a lot of platforming. So it's frustrating, but it's enjoyable in its own way. But you got to be like willing to understand, like, that's what you're walking into. It's not like It Takes Two, where they really did a phenomenal job with you know, co-op. This one, I don't recommend co-op unless you're looking to actually, you know, get into the jankiness of it also. But, you know, I still, especially solo, I highly recommend this game. If you want anything old school, sort of N64, PlayStation 1 era platformers, and that's, you know, like a modern take of them, definitely Hat in Time, though. You'll definitely enjoy this. So I haven't quite finished this game. I need to finish it. There's also a DLC that's included in this, so I might touch that too, but great game. All right. I mention this pretty much every time I do watch some games, and I consider that sort of like my way of, you know, finishing some certain games. A lot of visual novels mostly, and of course a YouTuber by the name of Nico B. I finished watching the second AI, the Somnium Files Nirvana initiative. I enjoyed it. Definitely going from the first game to the second, I thought they did a great job of bringing in like a sort of sequel. It didn't have the same twist that it had in the first one, but I still found myself loving the game just as much as I loved the first one. The main character, which was another character in the first game, she really shined. And there was a couple of key moments where I was like, they did a great, it was a great decision to have her be the main character rather than Dante from the first game. So definitely check this out. It's not your everyday sort of visual novel. It's very, very different, but you know, I thought it was one of the better visual novels I've you know, got to enjoy. I can't remember this guy's name. Is it Uki? No, I'm gonna butcher this guy's name. But this guy did the Zero Escape games, so I really enjoyed this. So I think naturally, I guess I should play the Zero Escape games now, right? Because I know that's very, very well received. People really love that game, and I have all of it, so might as well give it a try. Lastly, a game I think I put probably the most hours. We got so into this. 4 players. We were so deep in this game. Overcooked of all games. I actually forgot to show this in my pickup video because it was in my Xbox at the time. I picked this up in Hawaii. I just asked the store manager, or the store employee at GameStop, do you have any co-op games you recommend? And he recommended me this game. So, and it was a great recommendation. Usually I don't really play a ton of these sort of co-op. I always felt like these were indie, but they're fun. They're really fun, dude. If you have anybody to play with, they're super fun. Quick, addictive, sort of shut your brain off just in the moment. It has a great campaign too, funny little story. It's really fun. We're still playing this, and I'll probably end up playing this for, you know, for a long time coming. So I think I paid like $5 or $10 during a sale. So I definitely got my money's worth on this one. So Overcooked, if you don't have this game, I recommend getting this game. I know they have more other co-op style games like this. You know, like a moving game, I think, and another like a sushi, I think Sushi Striker. But I'll try out the other games. So great co-op game, Overcooked. And that's it. That's all the games that I was able to finish the past couple months. I have a lot of games that I've started that I gotta finish, and hopefully as time goes, I'll complete them all. So yeah, hopefully I'll actually keep continuously doing this. So thanks for watching, y'all, and be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Thank you.